You're on.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Today I want to talk about some of the issues that have been coming across the desk about agents who are getting into doors, yet what they're doing, they're getting rebuttals and they're getting rejections almost right off the bat. So, for the record, every agent out there starts from the bottom and works up. If you have sales experience, you're going to start a little bit higher than the bottom level, yet it takes time and practice. No matter how good you are, what a smooth talker you are, all the things you know, there's going to be some people you're going to come across that you cannot crack. You can't. I can't tell you why, okay? Because I've tweaked my presentation, I've done this, I've done that. I spoke to agents who have done more AP than I have, and they said, Joe, I almost beat them in the head and they won't sign. So with that said, you're going to understand that if you don't get every person you speak to, it is normal. What I want you to keep in mind is a simple statistics. Everything we do is based on the amount of volume we buy, the amount of leads we buy, the door knocks we have on the houses across the street and next door, the referrals that you ask for and the referrals that you get and you convert into a sale. So what you have to do is put your mind as if you are a professional baseball player. A professional baseball player who goes to bat and makes 3 hits per 10 at-bats is a 300 hitter. That guy is phenomenal. He's the one making the millions. So, saying that, if you get 10 leads and you make 3 sales out of those 10 leads, you are in sales called a 30% closer. You always gonna do that? You gotta strive to do that. There's gonna be a week where you only make 2 sales. There'll be a week when you average out, you can make 2.5 sales. The agents who are making the bigger dollars are practicing more. They're exercising their brain more to where when they're in front of people, they just don't run. What I've seen happen, and I hear with agents that call me, is Joe, the person said they didn't want to do it. I got inside, I started talking to them, and they said, no, I just changed my mind. Forget about it. Come back another day. So what happens is that when people give you rebuttals and rejection, it could be their personality. They could have had a bad day. They could have loaned money to their kids and the kids didn't pay it back. They could have bought too many lotto tickets and didn't win with the anticipation they were going to hit big. They may have overspent thinking they were going to win something to overcome that payment that is due. So what we've got to do is that we've got to sit and say, the only way for me to make more sales on the amount of leads that I'm buying is I've got to try to be as cool and calm as I can when I walk in the house. I cannot allow them to get under my skin, and I cannot let them see that I may be a little bit nervous. I may not know exactly what I'm doing. So if you're in that classification of the latter 2, you need to practice more. When a client tells you, I need to think about it, or no, I don't want to see you today, today's not a good day, you've got to go back to the drawing board and start practicing what you need to say. I can tell you with confidence that I've got a 90% comeback on everything. Some agents may say they got 100% comeback. I'm going to say I've got 90% comeback on no matter what they say. I've got something to say to overcome it, to do kind of like interference to kind of get their mind off of it and move on. Now, to overcome a lot of objections that you come across is that you need to know why they sent the card in. You got to know all of that stuff there. Because if you don't know, what are you talking about? If a client says they sent the card in and they want information on a final expense, now you know you can speak about a final expense program, the benefits of it. Don't sell life insurance. Don't sell final expense. I want you guys to discuss and share with them the benefits of why you were there, to remove the burden and the doubt and the sadness, whoever their beneficiary is, to make them sit and say, okay, I'm willing to take the money out of my pocket and give it to you, because you're not selling me life insurance, you're giving me that peace of mind that I need to have to take the money out of my pocket. We talked about this before. It's the 12-inch rule between the brain and the heart. 12 inches. So you got to hit them emotionally, and you got to hit them financially, and overall, you got to make them feel comfortable that they trust what you're saying is true. You have no idea who was there before. Maybe you should find out. Maybe you should find out if they have insurance. If they have it, if they had it and they don't have it. Was there a salesman there a month before, 2 months before? Yes, they were. You don't sit and say, well, I don't want to talk about that there. Ask them. May I ask you why you didn't move forward with the other agent? They're going to tell you because they've got nothing to lose. Most of the time, they're going to tell you the price was too high. I'm saying. They may say, well, I didn't like him. He didn't answer the questions I wanted to have asked or that I asked. So when a client tells you these here to prevent, I want to think about it, the rejection, the rebuttals, all that stuff there, when you find out why they sent the card in, if somebody was there before, now you can sit and tailor-make your delivery based on what they're telling you. You always want to try to mimic the person you're speaking with. If they're going 97 miles an hour, you want to be right below them. Okay? If they're talking slow, you want to talk slow. It's challenging for me to do the slow talking. Yet what I've learned over the years is that if I do not adapt to where we're at that particular time with that client, I'm not going to make a sale. I got a very upbeat personality. I like to go, go, go. I like to talk about it, get it done, move on, go to the next house. Logically, that's what we all want to do. Yet until you're in a house with a client, visiting with them and talking with them, you got to figure out what you can do better. And also what you need help on. Clients, not all of them, some of them are moody, some of them are cranky, some of them just have their own issues that they have. So what we have to practice and to learn is, how do I deal with these people? When you get into a house and you're talking, you go through your presentation, and they say, well, I appreciate the information, I'm not going to buy nothing today, but if I'm going to buy something, I'll buy it from you because I really, really like you. What they're telling you is that, get out of my house. When you get that feeling that it's time to leave, I'm going to request for you to stay seated. Do not leave. There's no better experience on hearing something from a client that's live in front of you, to practice your comebacks, practice your rebuttals, practice some of the things you heard on these calls, practice some of these things you just heard from another agent. You can practice all you want in the car, okay? Yet, it's game time when you're in front of a client. You know, when you're a golfer, and most golfers, when they go out to play, they'll go to the driving range and they'll hit maybe a dozen, 2 dozen balls just to see how the contact is, make some movement on the ball to see where they're going to get a better hit when they hit down on it to hit the ball properly. From there, they'll go to the putting range to see how fast the greens are. How fast is that ball rolling? You can do all of that there. Speaking for myself, I've gone up before and I've hit the ball 9,000 yards, chipped it 102 yards and a half foot. I was just the best. Yet when you get on the course, now you got to keep score. The course is not always even. There's sometimes holes in the sand. There's holes in the grass. The grass may be a little high, maybe a little bit low. So you've got different obstacles when you're on the course. What I like to do is, when I go out there, I like to play the first 9 holes with my friends. From there, we're going to sit and play. We're going to do the best we can. The last 9 holes, I like to gamble. Oh, I'm a big time gambler, okay? I gamble for $1. And it's not the dollar that I'm gambling for, it's to win the dollar. So believe it or not, in my mind, when I sit there and say, okay, Joe, take your time. You got a dollar riding on it. I don't say a dollar. I want the smell, I want to taste the victory of putting my hand out, grabbing their dollar bill, and shaking their hand. That brings me joy. Because not that I beat them, is that I'm getting better in competition. And the better you get in competition when you're speaking with a client that you're in front of, what you're doing is that you got to bet not against yourself, you got to bet for yourself that you're going to do the right thing. Because you still want them to give you that check, and you want to shake their hand and tell them thank you very much. Rebuttals, objection, rejection are things you have to sit and understand as part of the game. Long time ago, clients used to tell me, no, Joe, no, Joe, no, 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 no. So no's got to be your favorite word. No has got to be a word that you know you're going to run across, you're going to come across when you're in the house. So I tell myself, is that, why are they telling me no? Why are they putting that N-O, that two-letter word in front of me, when I think I'm laying the cards out right, I'm fertilizing the field properly, I'm watering it just enough, I'm not making it too mushy, I'm doing everything just right. And when they tell me no, I converted this years ago to K-N-O-W. They don't know enough. We haven't given them enough information. We have not brought out that 12-inch rule between the heart and the brain, the emotion and the financial, to make them say yes. When a client tells you something that is not letting you move forward with them, you need to just stop. I need to think about it. Well, now you just start rambling. Well, let me kind of tell you about this here. Let me lower the face amount. Let me lower the premiums. Hold on. You're not listening to them. They told you, no, I want to think about it. No, it's too much money. You got to figure out exactly why they're telling you no. You got to find out why they're telling you, I want to think about it. If a client tells me they want to think about it, I'm usually going to sit and cock my head and go, I totally understand there's a lot of information for you to gobble up all at one time. When you say you want to think about it, may I ask you a question, please? And you go, yes. What do you want to think about that is preventing you from making a decision today to move forward on this plan that you wanted, and that's the reason you sent the card in? Don't talk. Do not talk. Keep your mouth shut. Everybody wants to talk. Ask a question, they want to talk. When you ask a client a direct question of why they're telling you they want to think about it, why they're telling you the price is too high, you need to listen to what they're saying, because you need to squash what they're saying by a good answer. I need to think about it. Well, a lot of times folks want to think about and all that stuff there, but to where I truly understand the reason why you want to think about it, can you please share it with me? They're usually going to sit and tell you the price is too high, I wanted immediate benefits, I don't want a graded plan, my neighbor next door got a better plan, all these things. So when you ask the question, be quiet. Do not turn a direct question into a multiple question test, because what you're doing, you're giving them choices for them to pull out of the air and say, boop, that's the reason why. Because believe it or not, people don't want to say no. It's hard for somebody to say no. No, they can't. It's hard for them to say. Somebody tells me, no, I don't buy nothing today. I'd sit and say, you know something? I've been doing this here for like going on 26 years. Come across a lot of people who have bought these programs, been very, very happy with the purpose of them. I've got big shoulders. Please tell me the reason why you're telling me no. Okay? And then from there, I'm on my merry way. Start putting your stuff in your briefcase, start putting your papers together, because now in their mind, you're leaving. The attack from you, the closing on you, is being diminished because you're putting your books in your briefcase, You pull the chair back a little bit, you put your phone closer to you. They think you're exiting. You're not. You're just figuring out why they said what they said. Because when they sit and tell me, Joe, the price is too high, I just can't afford it. I may sit and say, you and I both know an average funeral is $10,000 to $12,000. Depending on the area you live in, it may be 12 to 14. Based on their age, it's going to be a whole lot more when that day comes. We discussed about an average policy 10 to 12. If 10 to 12 is more than you feel you can afford, tell me what is a good monthly number that you want to start with something today. Don't talk. You're now putting them in the corner. You're not holding them back there, but yet you're throwing them to the corner to where they know the only way they can get out of that corner is they got to give you an answer. When you change it to a multiple question test, you've helped them out. You've hurt yourself. They're going to sit and say, well, Joe, I know I need the one for 12 because I'm only 63 years old. That premium of $82.14 is it's this out of my price range. Okay. Share with me what price range you want to be in, because the beauty about doing business with me, we can start off with something that's comfortable today, because my job is not to get you to spend the 86 and you cancel. My job is to get something that's comfortable for you, and then I can always come back later and we can discuss adding to the program depending on what your finances are. Okay? Go for the gusto, yet if you can't get the gusto, get what you can get. My friend Lou told me a long, long time ago, has been in sales way longer than me. He said, Joe, part of the pie is better than no pie at all. Because what ends up happening, we go in there and we're saying they need to buy 12,000. They should buy 12,000. They got to afford the 12,000 because they sent this card in and they don't want Anthony and Marie to pay for anything. This is what they should buy. So what ends up happening is that in your mind, you're saying this is what they should buy, yet you don't know what their finances are. Brings up a very good point. Should you ask questions about their finances at the beginning? Should you ask them, I know you only have a certain amount of money coming in per month. What do you feel that you can allocate towards a program like this here if I can qualify you for it? You know, at the beginning. Well, I cannot afford no more than $40 a month. So in your mind, based on what's going to transpire of their trust meter going higher and higher with you, their confidence level going higher and higher with you, you know you've got a $40 sale. They've already told you that. So now when you come back, do you show a $40 only? No. You're going to show a 40, you're going to show, or you're going to show maybe a 42, a 48, and a 54. Okay? People like choices. One agent that worked with us 100 years ago, for a very short period of time, told me, Joe, the client needs a policy for $10,000, and that's all I show him. I'm on the phone and I said, tell me that again? He repeated. He says, why should I sell them something that is less than what they really need? So I'm doing them an injustice. Well, part of that is correct. By them not buying a 10 or 12 is doing injustice to their family. Yet to me, if I get them to buy one for 6 or 7 or 8,000, to get 75, 80% of that cost taken care of, I'm going to tell the client, today you want to do one for the 40. It's going to cost you $72. What we're going to do is that we're going to design the program to where instead of your children coming up with a whole 12, making a big check out for $12,000, a big old check for $12,000, you're going to make out little small checks every month. So all they've got to worry about is the 8 that you're going to get them, or the 9 you want to get them, plus the difference they got to come up with on their own. Me personally, if I was buying a program like this here, I'd get a warm fuzzy feeling that I know when I pass away that my kids are going to get something from me instead of having to pay for everything. You have to hit emotions. When you hit the emotions with the people, believe it or not, a lot of your sales ability is going to not increase. Their buying perspective on you is much greater because they trust you and you're speaking to them logically. Okay? People buy on emotion, and people keep the policies based on the logic of what you and them spoke about at that time. So try to go into the house, be focused. Have like a 6-foot barrier around all of you. So if the person's here and you're 4 feet away, probably have a 10-foot barrier around you to where in your mind you're in a bubble. You and them are the only ones there. There's nobody else. You cannot hear nothing else because you want to capture their attention to where they totally understand why you're there. I'll let you guys go. With that said, guys, hit them hard. We appreciate you. We love you. Got some new carriers on board. Heather sent some stuff out on Oxford, GTL, CVS's, and a whole lot more areas. If you want e-apps where you have to worry about talking to nobody, get an instant approval, give us a call. Last week, we had a record-breaking week on the amount of new agents that are starting with us who are getting on the lead program. Leads, leads, leads. So think about it. With that said, guys, make it a great day. Remember to wear your mask, be safe, and we love you guys.